So, you're welcome back to basic exam function on your spreadsheet. So now we'll be using these functions to calculate some data in your spreadsheet, and these are the function we'll be looking at now. We have the sum function, that is number one. Sum if average a count if count blank product square root division and products. So that is what we'll be doing. So, and these are the data that we'll be using these functions for. So we have the names, and I'm sure we can see that we have the names. Yeah, sorry. We have the names here. We have oranges, we have a mango, we have cashew, and we have apple. Yeah, so that's what we'll be using. And we have the names that is start from John, Blessing, Michael, Messi, etc. etc. So now let's get started. So our first function is sum function. And I always tell you, in every of your function, you must start with what? Equal sign. So now let's start with equal sign. On your typing equal sign, you press sum. And as you can see now, the last sum here automatically should bring every function that relates to sum. And this sum is the last one that we can see here. You will see sum, sorry, sum, sum. Now we have the sum already. That is the last one. Let me go back. Sum. This is it. The last one here. Press it. So automatically it will bring the apprentices. So within that, now let's know the total oranges that is taken by those names we have. So our first cell under orange is cell E2. And how do you get that? This is it. You know, your cell E2. Your cell E2. This is your cell. This is it. That is it. Your cell E2 and E10. I'm sure we can all see that. Yeah, so now this is what you will press. So between that, you will press E2 column E what? And let me check the last one. That is success, if I should be right. It falls under E10, as we have said. E10. Oh, sorry. That is after the apprentice. It will be inside. That is E10. And you press the equal sign. That is 45. Yes. So if we are to calculate the sum of the oranges here, it will give us 45. And let me show you something now very quickly. If you are to see the calculation of this thing easily, it will bring it. And this is where you see it. Let me show you. You can see what is there. You can see what is there. You see the sum now. The sum here is what? 45. Let me show you. This is it. Oh, sorry. 45. 45, you can see the average. This is the sum there. This is the average. So the average orange says what? 5.6. And this is the count. And I will still show us. This is the maximum. That's the maximum number. And we have the minimum. That should be 1. I'm sure we can all see that. That should be 1. This is it. Good. So now, let's go to our next function, and that is sum if. So to get sum if means that you are trying to sum up just one criteria, just a particular criteria. You know, the difference between sum and sum if now. This sum add up all the criterias, like all the names But some if is only adding up just a criteria. So now let's try that. Some if you have your equal sign for every function. Some if, yeah. So your range, your range. Okay, take for example now. I want to know the total oranges that is taken by blessing. Total oranges taken by blessing. So the names where blessing are, that is your range. Are you with me now? So and your range start from D what? D2 column D10. Are you with me? Comma. Sure we can see what I'm doing now. Comma. Now your criteria. Your criteria you put apostrophe. Yeah. So let's take for example, I want to know for blessing. Blessing. And you put the apostrophe back, comma. Now the sum range. The sum range. Let's check for orange now. The sum range is from what? E2 double column our column E10. I'm sure we are getting it. Your range, oh sorry, it already calculated itself. Your range is this one, and your sum range is this one here. I'm sure we get that. So, and then what is the answer? I'm sure we can all see how it highlights everything. This is your range, this is your sum range, and our criteria is what? Blessing. Good. So it said that the answer is what? 12. 12. And the reason is because in spreadsheet, that is a disadvantage that we have under spreadsheet. Spreadsheet does not really recognize the same name. Admin is in Excel now. It will calculate for this. It will add up this blessing with this blessing, and it will give us 15 instead of 12. So that is just disadvantage, but that is the function. Are you with me? So if you practice this one, if you are on PC, that is what it will give you. So some if just give you the sum of a criteria. You can decide to check for we don't have any other names that are duplicates here. Do we have any? I think we only have blessing. So I'm sure we understand that. So now let's move to the next function, and that is average. 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 So I'm sure we will see the average that we got the other time, and we can still redo that. We have equal sign average. Yes, normal average now. So let's know the average of oranges. You just get the average. So same thing from your E2. This one, this adding putting the number of cell or the cell those number are will help you to easily coin all your data faster than you highlighting them. So it's better for you to know the cell number for the first one and the cell number for the last number. Even though you have thousands of data sets, this will help you easily and straightforward and to save your time. So E2 and E10. E10. So let's get the average. Now we have 5.625. Now let's try it in another format. Let me highlight all. Yes. So let me just show. I'm sure we can see now. This is the average. I'm sure it's correct. So 5.625, and we have it here too as what? 5.625. Yeah, so that is very, very correct. So now let's go to average A. Average A, we calculate for the cells that has number or numeric value. The difference between average and average A is that average A will omit every empty cell. In this situation whereby you have a large data set and you are unable to scan through or screen through whether there is empty cell or not, so and you want to determine the average of those number, you can use average A. If you are not sure that there is empty cell or not, you can use average A. So now this average A, we calculate the numbers in that cell excluding empty cell. That is what it does. But if you calculate using average, it gives you answer, and you use average A and it give you the same answer, there's assurance that it's either there is no empty cell or it omits what's it called, the empty cell. Are you with me? So that is just the difference. So now let's calculate that. So this one should give us the same answer because we have empty cell. We actually have one cell actually that is empty. So now average A, this is average A, that is the second one. So now from we have E2 column E what, E10. Now what do we have? Same thing, despite the fact that we have average. So average A and average will surely give you the same answer. That is just it. So now let's move to the next one. We have count. Count automatically means that you are trying to know the numbers of the total numbers of data that you have. You are not summing them up now. You just want to count them. Probably you have a data set but you don't know the total number. Probably how can I put it now? And you want to count them, just normal counting. So now let's try for this now. For orange, let's count it. So you press the equal sign. For every function, always press equal sign. If you forget it, it will not do anything. Count. So from your E2 column, E what? E10. Let's see what we got. 8. And how do we arrive at 8? Let me show you. How many data do we have? This is your 1, 2, 3, 4. Let me just stop writing. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Isn't it? We have 9. But this count represents or count those cells that has number. It doesn't count. Take for example, we have excellent. Excellent here has empty cell, so it doesn't count it as cell. It doesn't have anything, so it doesn't include it in this function. I'm sure we are together. So let's recount now those that have cell that has value. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That is 8 in total. That is why it is giving us 8. So you are trying to know the number of your data. So the function you are using is count. So let's just try something now. Let's try something. Let's try that of cashew. So what are you going to do? Or let's just do it this way. Copy and let's. Okay, so we copy and you highlight. Always, if you followed us, there is this something I called autofill and do hedge. There's this particular square that is at the left or no right edge of this particular square stuff of your each cell that you want to put anything. Like anytime you identify it, it's always at the edge. Yeah, so that is what we call autofill and do hedge. So now let's copy this. You press copy and you put your hand to that particular autofill and do hedge and you draw it. So this also happen in Excel. You can use Excel on PC to do that. So you paste Okay, so what do we have now? There's something I want to show us. There's something I want to show us. There's something I want to show us. Okay, okay, yeah. This is it. This is it. This orange is for this, mango is for this, cashew is for this, and apple is for this. Do you understand it now? Okay, so now for mango, it's the same thing with orange, which means that there is also an empty cell under Messi. I'm sure you can see that. This is it. Let me show us. Sorry about that. Under Messi, there is empty cell, orange, mango. Sorry, there is empty cell here. So that is why it's giving us as what 8. Are we together? So now let's move to cashew. This is cashew. This is cashew. This is cashew. It's giving us 9. And why is it 9? Because there is no empty cell. All the cells they are filled with value. And let's count. We have 1. We have 9. Now orange. Sorry, cashew. And let's count if it is correct. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So you can see now. So this count help you to know the total number, like the total number. Not that you are summing them up. They are two different things. To know the total number of your data set. That is just the usefulness of that function. So let's go to the next one now. We have count if. So I'm sure if you understand some if, you should understand count if function. And what does count if does? It helps you to know the total number of a criteria. Just a criteria. Just a criteria. Now, let me go to under mango. No, sorry, orange. Don't mind me. I love mango actually. So under orange, we are dealing with count if now. Press your equal sign. Count if. If. Yes, so what is my range? The range. Now, range means the total range that criteria is. And you want to highlight the range that the particular criteria you want to know the total number is. Now, from E2 to E10, that is the criteria of that particular number I'm looking for. That is 1. Then let's say, for example, I want to know the total number of 1 in this data set under orange. Are you with me? Or probably I want to know yes, that's just the simple definition I can give to it. The total number of 1 in orange. Are you with me? So now let's press our equal sign. We have done that already. E2 column E10. Now always put comma your criteria 1 and equal sign. Yes, so this tells us that 1 in this data it appears 2 times. That is the total number of 1. It is twice this one appear. And let's check if it is correct. Now we have sorry about that. We have under orange now. We have 1 under Michael and we have 1 under Joy. So that means 1 appears 2 times. Are we together? So if there is any one that we are looking for now, let's see. Okay, now let's do for apple. Let me copy this. Copy. And let me paste under apple. Paste. Come and see what we got. Under apple, we have 1. How many times? 4 times. And let's check. This is 1, 2, 3, and 4. So it excludes all that data because it is not 1. We only need for 1. Are we together? So now let's take for example, let's do for cashew now, and let's want to know the number of 2 under cashew. Let me just copy this. I can copy this, but I'll change the criteria. So this space now, if I should paste directly, it will tell me 1 because 1 appears how many times? 1 times, and this is it. This is it here. I'm sure we can see that. So now let me change the criteria. Let me change from 1 to 2. And let me see what we got. 2 times. That means 2 appears how many times? 2 times. That is twice. 1, 2. Are we together? So in most questionnaire that you are looking for frequency, this is what we use as a data analyst. This is what that is just secret about that. That is what we use as a data analyst to know the frequency. You are working with a questionnaire that is up to 200 respondents. How do you want us to start counting the number of those that choose 1, 2, 3, or 4? So with this function, you can able to navigate the number of those people that choose 1, 2, 3. So that is just that. So you get that already. So with your smartphone, you can able to do all this on your own. Your analysis, you can able to do it on your. Now we have number 7. That is count blank. Count blank. What does that mean? From the word count blank, it means that you want to allow this function to know if there is any you really want to know if there is any blank cell in your data set. If there is any blank cell, so now we want to know. Let's assume that oranges is a like data set. Let us assume, and we want to know if there is a blank cell under orange. Like the data we collect probably is a mistake, so we want to quickly know if there is a blank cell. So we all see that there is a blank cell. Now if with the use of this function, it will tell us that there is just one blank cell under orange. So your equal sign, don't forget your equal sign, count blank, this is it. Now your E2 column E10. How are you going to? Now you can all see now that it is 1. And is that correct? Yes, very, very correct. Under excellent, we just have one blank cell there. So let's know if under cashew, there is no blank cell under cashew. Let's see if it will tell us 0. Copy, and under cashew, what do we have? Paste 0. So we can see that here now the function is telling us that under cashew there is no blank cell under cashew. So that is just the usefulness of that function. Now product, we all know what product is. Product is when you are multiplying something. Now equal sign first, product, this is the second one. Now what are we multiplying? Let's multiply all the datas under orange. E2 column E10. So that's what we got. That is 34,560. So you can do the same for mango. Just copy and use your autofill and do hedge. So wherever you want to take it to, just keep trying. Now let me just paste. Paste. How is not pasting? Sorry about that. Copy, draw, and paste. Yes. So we can all see that this will multiply all the data in your data set. Are you with me? So now let's go to square root. We all know what square root is. It's just the same number that you are multiplying together to get that particular number. If there is so it will give you a whole number. But if there is no particular number you are multiplying together, it will give you a decimal number. So now let's try for this multiplication sign we did for orange. So we are using, so this is the function. your equal sign, please don't put space, square root, your SQU, your SQR, that's what you press, SQR, square root, and this is it, the second one. So you press. Let's check the square root of this number. This number that we just calculated. This number that we just calculated. E18. E18. And let's see what we got. That is 185.90, blah blah blah, like that. So that's just a function of square root. So you can do as much as you want. As this is still the same thing in Excel on your PC. I'll wait together now. So division sign, division. Yeah, you all know division and you're all familiar with that. Division sign, but this does not have a function. It does not have a function. But for everything you be starting or doing any calculation, start with what? Equal sign. Let's see now. It doesn't have a function, as you can see, because there are some of this thing. There are some of this thing in your keyboard, yes, that can give you division automatically. So if you see any slash line, not the one that moves to the left, to the one that moves to the right, this one here, yeah, that one particular one, to give you division. So take for example, I want to divide 4, that is your E10, divided by what? 2. So press the equals and let's what we get. That is 2. So that is just the some functions that you can learn on your smartphone. So we'll be using this function to do some analysis together. So thanks for watching. So do well to subscribe to this channel, like and comment. Thank you very much. See you in the next class.